Hey guys, welcome back to the NFM Podcast, brought to you by the Optimize You Studio. Our sponsors today are Defiance Fuel, Craft Body Skin, and Level Wellness.
Woo-hoo.
I'm here with Tala.
What's up?
And we have a very special guest today that I'm so excited to get into. But before we do, I have to hear about the Bachelorette
weekend.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if you know this, but Nashville is like a hidden gem when it comes to bachelorette parties. I don't think anyone's ever had one here. I was really happy to bring the very first bachelorette party to Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm sad I couldn't be part of the first.
Girl, it was so nice. People were like, is this a bachelorette? I've never thought about doing this here. No, it was really fun. We live here, so we were like, everyone's coming to us. We were like, why are we leaving, right? Why are we going to Vegas or Charleston or Miami, anywhere? Like, we need to stay here, and people come to us, which was very nice for us. Yeah. So we were very
for you. Yeah.
Yeah, we were very happy about that, but it was great. It was fun. John and I are not big party animals. We were like out by 10. We are one of those.
I love it.
But that's okay, because if like our guests want to go out and enjoy the night further, you have every right to do that. So it was fun. Sure. It was good. And then I cut off all my hair.
Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with it.
Thank you.
I think that you should always keep it like this. Like, it's so cute.
I feel like with the wedding,
really
I'm going to want it a little bit longer, but I felt like it was a good time to, I literally chopped off like 8 inches.
Oh, wow.
And I had this like perpetual headache that I didn't notice I had for months until all the hair came off. And I was like, oh,
too heavy.
Yeah. And you don't really realize how much you're in pain until it all comes off. But yeah, it was very, very thick, and I'm very happy. And it literally all was brought on by just a bad day. I literally was like, I'm having a bad day, and I naturally went to the salon, sat in her chair, and said, do what you need to do. I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
but I loved it. She did amazing. Actually, fun fact, when I was making the appointment, I never go to the same person at the salon because they're all so good. And I was like, who am I going to be, getting cut with? And she said, getting cut, that sounds weird. And she was like, oh, this girl, she's a level 2. Great. How far do your levels go, by the way? She was like 8. And I was like, I was like, this is my hair. Do you have anyone closer to maybe a 6, maybe a 5.5?
Closer to an 8.
So I actually got an 8. She was like, I have an 8 available, but you pay more. You pay more, but it was okay.
If it's an option,
and she did a great job.
To you.
I'm sure the level 2 would have done a great job too. They wouldn't obviously work there if they're not obviously good, but yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. How was your weekend?
It was good. What did I do? Oh, I've been in Alaska. I was on a cruise.
Wait, how did you just forget that?
I know. She's like, what did I do?
Randomly,
Tanya,
I was in Alaska.
This catch up we have a lot to catch up on, so we're going to bring you into this. Have you been on a cruise before?
I have, yeah.
Okay.
Several.
Well, this is our second cruise. It's for my husband and I's 9-year anniversary.
Wow.
Stop, 9 years.
Thank you.
What's the secret? I feel like I have to ask after I'm coming up for my bachelorette and you're celebrating a 9-year anniversary.
That's so true. Wow. For us personally, I think like growing up together was really good for us. I can see how it could be the opposite for some people because you change so much, but we just like, I don't know, just grew together.
Yeah.
And have just been like cheering each other on with however the changes happen. And then, just like sweet, like kind love for each other.
Oh, that's nice.
And
that's very nice.
The Lord in the middle of everything we do and all of it. So
absolutely. I love that. And it's very true. John and I have had an interesting relationship where like we dated years ago and then we got back together. And so it's like we actually have grown together as well. So I think it's vital.
Yeah. I think if you can grow together, then you can, because we haven't had kids yet, 9 years in, no kids. Like that's a whole other thing that's going to happen that will be different than anything we've experienced. But we've been through 9 years of going through our 20s of life changes and did it together. So hopefully we can do the same with anything else that life throws at us.
Absolutely. I needed this. I feel like I'm in a therapy session right now. Oh, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Tanya.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks
We're
for
so
having
happy
me.
to have you. Plumb Focus. We're going to talk all about that in just a second, but we got to start with our basket of debate.
Okay.
Yes.
It's not hard. I'm telling you, these questions they're thinkers though.
Okay.
I'll give you one.
They are thinkers. I get excited every time for the basket debate.
Only why I'm here.
Can't wait to see what I get.
Oh, this is a good one, especially now that I just moved in with John. Okay. Would you rather never do laundry again or never cook again? And it is laundry. I love to cook. I even like to clean. I'm okay with cleaning after cooking. I love being creative in the kitchen. I am totally okay with cooking every single meal. The laundry, no.
Huh.
No.
I want to answer your question.
Yeah,
I would
please.
rather not cook ever again.
Really?
Yeah.
It's that taxing?
It's not that taxing. It's just that I don't want to do it.
I get it.
Just not enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
get
feel
it.
like it can be like either therapeutic or it can be like the biggest hassle of something that you got to do.
Yeah.
I get it. The laundry, though, because when you're doing a man's laundry, when you're cooking dinner for a man, it's like, it's nice, it's peaceful, take this, don't talk to me, eat this, and go away. With the man laundry, I'm like, what's that stain? Where did that come from? What is that? What am I touching? Like, I get kind of grossed out.
Where's the Tide pen?
Yeah, where's the Tide pen? For real. Yeah. Like, I need to do multiple loads for just like 1 week for him because he goes to the gym so often. It's too much. What about you?
I would rather never do laundry. I actually hate doing laundry also. And I do like to cook. So, but I have learned with cooking, if I rush it, then it's stressful to me. But if I can put my phone in another room, if I don't have to follow a recipe, and I can just like settle into the cooking, then I actually really enjoy it. And it feels like a reset in the day.
Okay, so we will cook for you.
Okay.
If you just come and help us with laundry.
Don't worry about
problem.
it.
Okay, good. We got our marching orders. Do you want to do yours?
Okay. So mine says, would you rather dip everything in ranch or everything in ketchup?
Ranch.
I
like ketchup, but not that much.
No.
So I would say nothing. I'm a plain no sauce.
Oh,
No dipping sauce.
No dipping
girl.
sauce.
Yeah.
If
Are
you
you-
had
so, like-
to have a dipping sauce, though, what is your go-to?
I don't know. Can I say a brand name?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Okay.
100%.
Oh, yeah. Chick-fil-A sauce.
Sponsor us, Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, where you at?
I know. Actually, yummy. 100%. Okay.
Yeah, if I
Good
had to.
answer.
Yeah, that is the best sauce. But I think I'd say ranch. Like of the two, between ketchup and ranch.
Do you have a go-to besides the ketchup and ranch?
Well, really, we try a lot of. There aren't good ranches that have great ingredients. That's the problem.
I know.
So we don't really eat ranch much at home.
Yeah.
But if I'm had to pick, then I would choose ranch. But like Sprouts has so many, and Publix have so many good, like dipping sauces or marinade flavors and stuff like that are really cleaner ingredients, better oils. Like right now we're kind of putting this on everything. It's like a burger sauce. Just called burger sauce. But I forgot the brand, but one brand we use a lot is Primal Kitchen. So they have great stuff.
I've heard of them. Mine is actually surprisingly low-cal, and it's buffalo.
Ooh.
That is my go-to.
Buffalo sauce is good.
It's my
Buffalo
go-to.
sauce is good.
And I know it's low-cal because at Chick-fil-A, speaking of our new sponsor,
Our new sponsor.
all of the calories are underneath all their sauces on the menu, and the buffalo was the lowest cal.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So I felt very justified ordering 50 of them. So it's fine.
50.
Yeah, no, I'm like, can I have a side of fries with all of my buffaloes? Anyway. All right.
Yeah, and dipping fries. That is like dipping fries in sauces and ranch. So good.
So good.
Yeah, I didn't used to do that, but so good. Okay, let's see. Would you rather never eat dessert again or never eat breakfast food again?
Oh,
That is a tough
That's
one.
hard. That is very hard. Ezra, good job. These are good.
Yeah.
Finally.
She said they were a thinker. She wasn't
That's hard.
kidding. I think, man, I don't have a go.
It's because I don't necessarily have an appetite in the morning. So I mostly have appetites at like midnight, which is when dessert could come out, and I'll be okay with that.
Wow.
I know.
Like, I have no
this is
clue.
the hardest part about the whole podcast. It's all going to be upstream from here.
Yeah, it is.
I would say I'd rather never eat dessert again. I'm surprised at that answer.
Yeah.
You
But
learn a lot
I
about
just
yourself.
love breakfast so much. So.
Oh my gosh. Same.
Breakfast for dessert.
Breakfast for dessert. No. I also love breakfast food so much. So this is really hard.
Right.
But and I don't have a huge sweet tooth. The only reason I'm considering, I would say breakfast food for sure, but the only reason I'm considering the opposite is because I can't eat anything for breakfast. Like I could eat my meal prep for breakfast, for lunch.
I could have a poke bowl for breakfast.
Right. Same. So I wouldn't, like, I could just eat lunch for breakfast. But I love breakfast foods. Like, I love eggs.
It's so yummy.
Anyways, the cruise breakfast food wasn't great, so that's probably playing a part to me right now. I'm like, I'm over the breakfast food. Yeah. But my breakfast food is good. I'm not answering.
I'm not answering. I didn't know that was an option. I'm going to use that next time.
Answer.
All right. Well, let's do it. Tanya, thank you so much for joining us today. Are you originally from Nashville?
I am not.
See, that's the golden question here, because who is really anymore?
Yeah.
Where are you originally from?
So I was born and raised in New Jersey. So I have a full circle, not a full circle, but I have a journey.
Okay.
Born and raised in New Jersey. I moved to Nashville in 2006. And then I went to Chicago for work. So I've been in Chicago the last 9 years. Oh, and I just got back here 3 months ago.
Wow, welcome back. And I can imagine since 2006, it changed a lot.
Oh my gosh, so much.
Yeah. What's the most surprising thing you've seen that's Nashville's changed about?
Well, I used to live in Franklin, and so there's a lot of development in Franklin, like certain shopping centers where I couldn't even find out. I can't even remember where I was.
Yeah.
In Nashville, like the skyline's so different. Like there's huge, tall buildings, and it's just grown so much.
I know. And seeing like the new stadium coming here, every single thing. Yeah. I actually left for 3 years and came back, and the amount of changes it was kind of alarming.
Yeah.
It was like, what's happening? Yeah. But that's really exciting.
Are you glad to be back?
I am
very
glad to be back. Yeah.
Good.
I love it here.
And you're the founder and CEO of Plumb Focus.
Yes.
Tell us about what that is.
Yeah. So Plumb Focus is a strategic operations and implementation agency. So we've been in existence for 3 years in this version of Plumb Focus. In business, I've iterated several different times, but in this season, 3 years. So I work with small business owners, nonprofit leaders, and help them with strategic planning, operations, communications, and just building their systems and processes to support their work.
Can you give us some examples of the type of people that you've worked with? Any kind of companies, any kind of industry that you've dove into?
Yeah, so mostly it's service-based entrepreneurs. So I've worked with coaches, consultants who are serving other small business owners, and so helping them develop all of their back-end processes. So how do they onboard their clients? How do they do invoicing? How do they recognize their clients and thank them? And then how do they deliver their services? So whatever those processes look like, I work with entrepreneurs like that and help them customize a solution that works for them.
That is so needed.
Yeah, I was going to say that. So needed, because not everybody has that skill naturally.
Yeah. And so what I've learned is that some consultants come in with a box, and they say this box fits every business, and it doesn't. And so what I offer to my clients is I want to learn how you work, and let's create a system that works best for you. So I have some that don't sit at a computer and need to be able to do their work on their phone. So we have to create a system that is mobile friendly. And then there's other clients who, they'll be at their desk. And so it's just based on I want my clients to be successful. And so whatever's going to help them to be successful is how I will build the systems.
I have a question, because this was the one question I had right when I first read your bio was the name. People have such cool names for their businesses and their companies. Plum, do we just love plums? Take me through all that.
It's a cute name.
Well, it's Plumb, Plumb, with the B at the end. And so a Plumb is a tool that measures uprightness. And so it's used by plumbers, I guess way back when, in historical times, to make sure plumbing lines are straight. Construction workers will use it to make sure lines are straight. Now we have levels and probably other tools that I don't know about. But anyway, it's a string, and at the end of the string there's a plumb bob, and you hold that up to whatever you want to be vertically aligned, and it helps you to measure. And so I learned about the term in the Bible.
Oh, really?
In the Bible?
In the Bible, yeah.
How did I miss this one?
It's in Isaiah. I'll have to give you the exact scripture reference, but it talks about alignment, righteousness, and alignment to the Word of God. And so for Plumb Focus, when I read that, I'm like, my desire is to help small business owners stay aligned to their vision. And so your vision, your values, your business activities should align to that, because a lot of times we veer off, or we'll have mission creep or vision creep or business creep, and so getting back to center. And so the systems and processes that are put together, even strategies, doing strategic work with people to make sure that what you set out to do business for, that you are staying aligned to that. And so
that name is so fitting.
Thank
I
you.
love that. Very cool.
Here I was thinking about fruit this whole time. I didn't even know plum wasn't spelt with a B, naturally.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is very interesting. And I also read that you have also worked in the faith sector, and you've helped people that have faith-based industries or businesses. Would that be like churches, nonprofits? Take me through that as well.
Yeah. So in my professional career, I've worked with different churches. In admin, operations, executive assistant roles. I've also worked in nonprofits as executive director, program director, and communications and fundraising. So I like to say that I've played every role from the front desk to the boardroom, which gives me a huge, vast expertise in different areas. So to be a CEO of a company, I know how the front desk operates or should operate, and so, I've worked in nonprofits here, several churches here, and then in Chicago, I went to work with a church in Chicago and help them build their nonprofit arm, which is mostly doing outreach in the city.
Yeah.
Sounds like the range of people that you work with is really kind of vast.
It is.
From, you said, coaches to nonprofits to churches to small businesses.
Yeah.
But when you have a skill like that, it really can, I think everybody needs a system. Everybody needs organization. So super valuable no matter where you're at. Specifically in ministry, I wanted to ask about that. Do you feel like that is almost a necessary role to have in a church? I've volunteered a lot in my dad's church. He's a pastor, and it started out real small, and there are a lot of needs, and nobody at the time was doing anything like that. And so there was just a lot of things that like I could see where somebody like you would have been perfect for just making visions and organization coming to life. Yeah. So would you say that you feel like that is necessary, or is there a point where churches get where it becomes necessary?
I think it's always necessary. And I think that in the church world, there's often this rub of faith and structure, faith and strategy, faith and planning sometimes. And so, God is a God of order and structure, and he's strategic. And so I often think about reading through like the book of Nehemiah, how the way that they were rebuilding the temple, there was order and structure to that, and organizing the people and giving them different pieces to put together and having a plan and getting the resources. All of that is strategic planning. And so in the church world, I always talk about, that coming together of, yes, we do ministry. Yes, we have faith. Yes, we trust God. And also in doing our part, we put together the structures, but also be willing to be movable, as things change. And so you don't want to be so static and structured that you can't change. And so being able to be fluid and moving with the spirit and moving with, changing of times, changing of environment, that agility is really important too.
This really brings up a question, almost like an intrusive thought that I have a lot, especially when I go to like bigger churches. Is it not good for a church to function too much like a business?
Yeah, I think that's like what people talk about.
What are those lines for you, and just making sure that they still keep their core values? We don't want our church to be too corporate, right? Or feel too corporate, especially when you work there, because that can cause church hurt in a lot of ways. I've experienced it myself. So I guess, how do you find that line?
It definitely is a challenge or a conversation that happens. For me, the line is God's word supersedes business, and so how we treat people supersedes policies and structures. And so when you can look at a policy that's put in place are necessary. It's necessary for people to have boundaries. It's necessary to know I can go this far. It's necessary to know these are the steps that I have to do the thing. But also, as human beings, there are times when we have to be able to put that aside and honor the person over the policy.
I love that.
That makes so much sense. I feel like that sounds just like a great happy medium. Like everything you do can run so much more efficiently and smoothly if it's done well with structure, like you're saying. But then I like what you said about treating people and what the Bible says will always supersede. I don't know what word you used exactly, but
that will always take precedent.
It will always take precedent.
Well, and it should, if that's like, that should flow into what you're doing. So I love that. That's great.
Well, let's take a quick little break, talk to some of our sponsors. When we come back, I'd love to ask Tanya about how she got into this business, because this is how did we get from Jersey to Nashville to Chicago and then back to here. So we'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to the NFM Podcast. We are right now in the Optimize You studio hanging out with Abby and Miss Tanya from Plumb Focus. We've been talking a little bit about, obviously, the business and really what she does in her day-to-day, but helping entrepreneurs while being an entrepreneur yourself, I can imagine there's a story behind that. So take me through how you got to where you are.
Sure. So as a kid, I've always just been a helpful person and also a very organized person. So my brain is structured and creative at the same time. And
left and right brain.
Left and right brain.
I love that.
Which I didn't know was unique until in my 30s. So anyway, I just remember I grew up in a household of 5, 3 kids and my parents. And I would always reorganize our living space to make it flow better. Who knew that?
You were the favorite child. You were the favorite child for sure.
I remember my mom saying, could you not stop moving the furniture around? But it was always like, so I always looked at systems, how do we walk through this space and make it make sense? As I got older, in my 20s, I wanted to be a professional organizer. And so I did professional organizing for several years. I don't know if I should go so far back. My first job was as a legal assistant in New York City. And so then I went into professional organizing. I don't remember that journey. Don't play this part of the thing. So I was a professional organizer. I wanted to help people. This is when people were just starting to have home offices.
Okay.
And so I wanted to help people set up their home offices. So if somebody was turning a bedroom into an office or whatever. So I did that, and I enjoyed doing that. And it turned into, I started to teach people how to use Microsoft Office. So I'm very techie. I've always, from being at a young age, having a computer in the house, and I always wanted to learn how things work. Always want to get into the nuts and bolts of how does this thing work, and why does it work that way? And so those 2 questions kind of helped me in my journey. So I did that. I was a professional organizer for several years. My first business was called Desktop Pro, And I did that for a few years. And then I went into work with different churches and always administrative. And so when I got into my 30s, I went back to school. I have an undergrad degree in ministry leadership and a master's degree in organizational leadership. And so as I was going through my degree, I still didn't feel like, I never felt like I had a title, like I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a doctor, those titles that people understand.
Mm-hmm.
But I always said, I want to use the skills that God has given me to help others succeed. And that's basically what I've done all of my life.
Yeah.
And so I started Plumb Focus back in 2015 initially. After Desktop Pro, kind of phased that out, changed it to Plumb Focus after, reading that passage in the Bible. And just kind of learned my way through of what I want this company to look like. So I started just, helping out different people who are part of my church, who have businesses. I'll help you with admin and learning a lot of things. So anyway, so in this version of Plumb Focus during pandemic time, I just was really getting really deep into what do I want to spend the rest of my life doing? I'm headed to that, 50-year mark. And so, and I realized I'm okay with not having a title. It is really what do I bring to the table and how can I help others be successful? And so that took me on the journey of building Plumb Focus to what it is, starting to offer strategic planning, operations, project management. And I was doing a lot of that in the different roles that I had. And so last year, I went through a program with Goldman Sachs. They have a 1 Million Black Women Black in Business program, which helps Black women entrepreneurs kind of solidify their offers and their services and learn how to run their businesses. And so I went through that program. It was amazing. And that really helped me to just really confirm what I'm doing. And I mean, the stories along the way, I could tell you so many stories that did confirm this is a needed
You're
thing.
in the right place.
I'm in the right place.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do have the skills to offer and it's beneficial for entrepreneurs.
What's been the things that were hard throughout this? Because when you talk and how you talk about the skills that you have and all your life, you were good at these things. To me, it sounds that's everything's so easy for her. The systems, the organization, it's all easy, but I know it's not easy. So, because to me, I'm not that way. I've learned to be that way through being a teacher, and now
you both are entrepreneurs.
Yeah, and now doing my own business and manning a gym. I've had to implement systems and become organized, and people who now know me would say, oh, you're type A or you're very organized. And people who, all my best friends from when I was young, I asked them, they all say, oh, type B for sure. So it's funny because I've learned how it's beneficial, how it can make things efficient and run smoothly. And my husband's that way. He's taught me a lot. But yeah, naturally it doesn't feel easy to me. So when I look at you, I'm wow, that just sounds so great. So what are the things that are hard about it? But then what do you do about it? What makes it, I guess, how do you overcome the things that are hard? What systems do you put in place?
Yeah, that's a good question. So organizing, strategy, planning, that comes naturally to me.
Okay.
Being a business owner does not come naturally to me. So that's hard. And so there's a part of one of the challenges that I have is the idea of I'm out here supporting businesses and business owners. I know what's needed, but for myself, it's really hard to do it for myself. And so there's a little bit of what is the word called? I lost my word. Anyway, where I don't feel
imposter syndrome.
Thank you. Yes.
I don't know why I was I just know where she's going.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Okay. Imposter syndrome. I fight that all the time. And so when these confirmations come up, it's really helpful to help me to then be I'm in the right place.
Yeah.
So that's one piece of it. Another piece that's hard is for me having the resources to help. So also I'm an overthinker and I'm a perfectionist. Like all these things, like I'm, working through. My mantra for this year is progress over perfection. And so making progress over being perfect, that's something I've had to learn.
It's a great reminder.
To keep moving forward. Yeah. And so, so there's that piece. I'm building an agency. So I'm building a team of skilled entrepreneurs in different areas. And just the work it takes to market, for sales, for promotions, all of that stuff, like I know it needs to be done. I can tell you how to do it, but to do it for myself, it's really hard. It's really hard. So, so those are some of the challenges. So the systems that I have in place right now is for me, I had to get really good at knowing what my business is and being able to communicate it to others. That took me like 2 years to figure that out. And it's still, being formed in a way. So that was one of the things that I had to be able to do. I was telling my daughter this morning, I'm like, I have a whole Canva presentation that I read through almost every day.
Shout out
to
Canva.
help me.
It.
Right.
Yeah, Canva.
Okay.
We love Canva.
We do love Canva.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, and it helps me. It's all about my business, and it helps me to just keep it in front of me so that, the things that are hard for me is networking and things like that. And so that kind of thing helps me to go into spaces even when I feel fearful, to just, to present myself in a way that God's given this to me. And so it's not really me, it's him doing it through me. And so I have to remind myself of that too.
I love that. The vessel in all of us is so important. And I love that no matter what you choose to do, because it does sound very technical, right? We're talking about how do you pay your employees? How do you, have any sort of brand messaging, strategic planning? I mean, that's all very technical, but really the root under it is like, I know I'm going to bed at night knowing that I helped people and that God wanted me to do that. And I feel that, and it connected probably me even closer to him. I would love to hear also really what just feeds your soul outside of the workplace, because I would never advocate that this should be your whole life for anybody. I don't want that to be anyone's whole life, but I'm obviously just moving back to Nashville. Are there things that you started to get into here? Any new restaurants we've tried?
I also want to tie in a question to her question.
Okay.
How do you set the boundaries for work? Because I feel like something like your job, you could keep going. I mean, I feel like I could keep working all day. So how do you set the boundaries and then do the other things in your life that you love?
Okay. I might answer this in reverse.
That's totally fine.
One, I've watched other entrepreneurs burn out. And I don't want that.
Yeah.
And my goal is to help entrepreneurs not burn out. And so, so I live my life that way. I am very strict with my schedule. Well, kind of strict with my schedule, where I'm not going to be working late hours. I also know my energy level. I have to manage my energy like very meticulously. And so I can't even work 24 hours if I tried. I can't even work 10 hours if I tried. But knowing myself, knowing my limits, and just, having that vision of what do I want for my life. I don't want to spend my life working, overworking. I love what I do. It's enjoyable, but it's not who I am, So, so I think I'm just really good at having those boundaries.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to take a day off, not afraid to say no. That was a learning thing too, to be able to say no, to be able to choose the right yes, So all those things were learned over time. I have a daughter who's 27. And she brings me life. And so when we talk almost every day, just yesterday I was telling her, since being back and all the changes, I'm just going in different neighborhoods and seeing what's around. And so I got a deep tissue massage yesterday. I joined a gym last week.
Okay. Which gym?
Which just at the Y.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And so there's a new restaurant I tried. So also, I'm in a new season of life, going through a separation. And so eating by myself is a whole different thing.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm going to be comfortable with going to dinner or lunch alone.
Yeah.
And I found this restaurant. Now I can't remember the name of it, but it's in Berry Hill. And it's like, it's a brewery. And they have really good food there. I'll have to tell you the name of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, tell us when you remember that.
Yeah. So, just learning how to be a single person again, has actually been pretty fun.
Have you eaten at a restaurant by yourself?
No, but actually this is like super relevant right now because there were a lot of people on the cruise who were solo cruising. And I was like, man, that's so cool. Like, and then they'll have meetups for people who are solo cruising. And this couple next to us, they weren't together, but they just met up at the cruise and was like, let's get dinner together.
Yeah.
And then there were people eating by themselves. And so I was like, that was kind of like going through my head because I wanted to do a solo trip. And then I was watching one of the girls I follow last night and she did a solo trip somewhere. And I was like, man, I kind of want to like get comfortable with being alone because I got married at 19. I've like been with my husband for 9 years.
You've been married since 19.
Wow.
I'm 28.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did not put that together.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's still amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that.
Yeah. So I have thought, like literally the past couple of days, been thinking, man, I should do something by myself. Like that would be really hard to shift my mind to, but probably an easy place to start or a better, smaller place to start would be going to eat by myself.
Yeah, try that. Yeah.
It's fun.
Have you?
I've done it. I go to the movies by myself sometimes.
Oh, wow.
Because, well, John doesn't like the movies that I like. So I'm like, cool, I'll see you in 2 hours. Like, that's for me. Like, I don't look at it like punishment. I look at it like freedom. Like, like it's something that I can really just enjoy. We all need our space. And we all deserve and need our own just individuality and be able to express it. So sometimes when people feel like they have to do it after a separation happens or something, I'm like, no, like do that whenever. It's very healthy, very normal. So I'm really happy that you're really entering that journey because it really provides me a lot of like sanity. Because I can't be around him 24/7. There's no way. But I love that. And okay, so obviously we're here for 3 months so far.
Yeah.
And you know, how are you really focused on maybe also working with national based companies, or is your work national, regional? You know, take me through where people can find you.
So I work virtually. So I will work with a company anywhere across the world, actually.
Oh wow, international.
Yeah, I mean, not that I have, but I will.
Okay.
You know? And so, you know, anybody that could use my services, I'm open to working with. I have a couple of clients that are in Chicago, because that's where I came from. So most of my clients have been local to where I was living. Right now I'm working with someone who's local in Nashville. Because I'm just growing my company, I have very limited capacity. And so that's another thing. Like, I'm not going to take on, you know, a lot of work and not be able to fulfill it, or, you know, work too much and not be able to bring good value. And so I'm very, very particular about how many and honestly who I bring on as a client.
I love that because it's not about quantity, it's about quality for you. More people really need to adopt that mindset when it comes to business.
And so one of the ways that I'm able to reach more people is putting on events like I'm putting on a business system summit coming up in November. And so the goal is to reach 40 early and growth stage entrepreneurs, bring them into a space over 2 days and do some hands-on work in helping them.
Can you include me?
Yes,
I was going to say
you are
one of 40.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Do you need to have? Do entrepreneurs need to have their own staff in order to be able to work with you?
No,
or it's just it could be a single proprietor and that's it. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Very cool.
And so, and you choose as the entrepreneur. I can come in and evaluate and help you like see where your gaps are, but we work together to figure that out. We'll do a lot of that work at the summit, like figuring out.
Oh, nice.
Remember your vision, you know, why you started and how we're going to align your systems to your vision. And so the entrepreneurs will have obviously an understanding of their gaps. And so we'll work through, you know, identify what those gaps are and then work through, you know, creating the systems to fill those gaps. Whether it's you need processes in place, you need to hire people, you know, you need some procedures written out, you know, whatever that is. We work to identify it, prioritize it, and then put you on a 30-day plan to do that.
Yeah. And I like that you mentioned that you don't like necessarily have like a title, but it's funny because I hear a million titles. I'm like, she's the marketing, she's the sales, you know, you're the entrepreneur. There are so many hats that you wear. Is there one that you're like, it's not my strength?
Sales for sure.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
I'm the same way.
Yeah,
I get a little nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you also said with that it was hard for you to kind of explain what you do. Mm-hmm. But I think anybody who needs you knows exactly what you do.
I hope so.
Like, just when I read your bio, I was like, oh, this is somebody I need. Like, because I know all the things that I need to succeed, and it's hard to like make it all work.
Yeah.
So when I read that, I was like, oh, that's exactly what I would need. Like a mentor, like kind of like a therapist, but for creating systems in your life.
Yeah.
Like it's not as like deep. It's just more like practical things you can do. Like that sounds so necessary.
And you get to celebrate your clients' wins with them. Yes. And that is such a fulfilling feeling. Do you ever see like returns on, I know that social media is where people see a lot of return in anything they do when it comes to maybe engagement numbers, anything like that. When you see stuff like that, how does it make you feel?
So metrics is another thing that I've had to learn to incorporate, because I'm so much of a organic kind of a person, but metrics are important, obviously. So, but the value that my clients have experienced has been time saving. I got my time back. I don't feel so overwhelmed.
Oh, I love that.
I can show up at this client meeting prepared because this has been taken care of. Like, it's those things that are immeasurable to me and bring success to my clients that brings me the most joy.
That is so important. I live with an entrepreneur now who is starting their own personal training company, and the things that he does and how time consuming it is. And sometimes at the end of it wasn't the right option, right? You got to keep going back and forth and pivoting and trial and error, and have someone like walk that journey with you who kind of has a lot of implemented practices that have been proven to work is a time saver.
Yeah. It is.
Well, where can people find you? Obviously, we're here in Nashville now, but you are all over. You can definitely take even international clients, like you mentioned. So where can people go to kind of make sure that you're the right fit?
Yeah. So my website is plum-focus.com. It's Plumb at the end.
Don't forget the B.
Don't forget the B. And I'm on Instagram at Plumb Focus, one word. And
then the summit, is that going to be posted?
And the summit, I just started promoting that. So the Business System Summit is going to be here in Nashville, November 7th and 8th. It's a Friday and Saturday. And so if you follow me on social media at Plumb Focus, you'll start to see promotions about that. And there's a page on our website, plum-focus.com/summit 2025.
Okay. I love it. 39 spots because Abby took the 40.
Yes, there's 39 spots. Yay.
I love it.
Yes, so good. Thank you so much, Tanya, for coming and sharing this with us.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Of course, Tanya. I told you, it's easy breezy, all informal. We're all good. Listen, guys, we love hanging out with you all every single Monday. If you found this episode even the slightest bit helpful, make sure to follow Tanya, follow us, subscribe, like, and share this podcast with your friends. Thank you to our sponsors and also the Optimize You Studio. And Abby, until next time.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.